Hello, second graders. It's Mrs. Baldiga. So excited to be here with you today to talk about Frog and Toad and to talk about how reading is thinking. You know, you've been spending a lot of time this week with Mr. Mahoney and Miss Hickman, and you have been thinking about how when you read a book, you ask questions, you wonder, and you consider what might happen next as you gain more and more information throughout the book. So today, I wanted to think a little bit about how I can show how my thinking has changed while I've been reading the book. Let me tell you a little bit about what I mean. So, we have been reading Spring about Frog and Toad. And I got to this part where Frog was trying to convince Toad to come outside because it's spring. And he said, we'll skip through the meadows and run through the woods and swim in the river. And in the evenings, we'll sit right here on the front porch and count the stars. So I was kind of thinking that Toad was going to jump right out of bed because he wants to play with Frog. I was thinking, I wonder if that's what would happen. I was really wondering about that. And then I found out on the next page, he said, I'll be too tired. I'm going back to bed. So my thinking at first about him wanting to just jump right up and play now was wrong. So I had to do some changing. My wondering was wrong, and I had to change my thought. Toad crawled right back into bed. No big deal. On the next page, we hear about how Frog is helping Toad. He's tearing off the months on Toad's calendar because he slept through them. And I was like, well, that's what friends do. They help their friends. So here's Frog helping Toad by tearing off the months. Ooh. And I was like, was he really helping him? Because on the next page, I read, oh no, he was tricking his friend. He wasn't just helping him, he was trying to trick him into thinking it was May when it was still April. So, boys and girls, our wonderings and our predictions need to change when we read because we get more information. So, today and every day when you're reading, I want you to remember that reading is all about thinking. And today, when you read, I want you to think about a book that you maybe just finished reading and how you showed how your thinking may have changed while reading a book. If you go over into your Google Classroom, you'll find a little form in there that you've been using all week. I want you to reflect a little bit. Now that you've finished reading a book, how did your thinking change? How did you maybe think one way or ask this question or have that wondering? And then when you read through, you had to say, uh-oh, I have to do some rethinking. I have to change my thoughts. Write it down and let us know how your thinking changed while you were reading a book, because that's what readers do. They're always thinking, they're always making changes. And as Mr. Mahoney said, always, always, always read, read, read. Have at it. Off you go, readers. Bye now.